Urgent. Major blue badge parking rule changes. From this Friday, Oct. 24, what you need to know now. This Friday, October 24th, everything changes for millions of disabled drivers across the UK. The trusted blue badge, once a symbol of freedom, independence, and accessibility, is about to face its biggest transformation in years. New rules, tougher enforcement, digital tracking, and higher penalties are all coming into force, and what you don't know could cost you your independence or your wallet. This isn't just a parking update, it's a turning point that could redefine how you live, travel, and move through your community. Stay with me, because what's coming next affects every single blue badge holder in the country. Before you go, make sure to subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an important update. Here, you'll get all the latest UK news and government changes, pension and benefit updates, ZUS and senior payments, blue badge and disability scheme news, and every major announcement that matters to you and your family. Stay informed, stay prepared, and stay ahead, because on this channel, you'll always know the truth before anyone else. Imagine waking up this Friday, October 24th, and discovering that the small blue badge you've carried with pride and dependence for years, the one that symbolizes independence, accessibility, and freedom, is suddenly under a new set of strict and complicated rules. For millions of disabled drivers and their families across the UK, this is not just a simple policy update, it's a sweeping transformation that could reshape how they travel, where they park, and even how they live their daily lives. The blue badge scheme has never been about privilege. It has always been about dignity, about giving people the right to move freely, to access essential services, and to participate in everyday life without barriers. But now, this very lifeline is at the center of major changes that will come into effect this Friday, and the consequences could be far-reaching. For many badge holders, the blue badge represents independence, the ability to attend doctor's appointments without the stress of long walks, to go shopping with peace of mind, to meet friends and family without fear of isolation. But with these new updates, those simple freedoms may now come with more rules, more scrutiny, and more risks. Councils across the UK are rolling out tougher enforcement measures designed to clamp down on misuse and fraud. Starting October 24th, enforcement officers will have greater powers to check, question, and even confiscate blue badges if they suspect they're being used improperly. This means that even genuine users must be extra vigilant, ensuring that badges are displayed correctly and only used by the person they're issued to or by someone directly assisting them. Those days when a relative could borrow the badge for convenience are over. What might seem like a harmless act now carries the risk of heavy fines or even losing your badge altogether. At the same time, many councils are revising parking regulations in areas that have long been considered safe zones for blue badge holders. Some locations that once allowed unlimited parking are now introducing time limits, forcing drivers to return to their cars sooner or risk penalties. A hospital visit, a delayed appointment, or a longer than expected shopping trip could now result in a fine if you exceed the new limits. Officials claim these adjustments are meant to ensure fair access and prevent misuse. But many disabled drivers fear it will only add stress and make already challenging routines even harder. The idea of returning to find a parking ticket after a hospital visit is exactly the kind of anxiety these changes risk creating. Another major shift involves technology. Councils are expanding the use of digital verification systems, meaning that from October 24th, wardens can instantly scan and check your badge's validity against a live database. This digital shift aims to eliminate counterfeit badges, a growing problem in recent years, but it also raises new worries. What if there's a system error, or your renewal information hasn't been updated properly? A simple technical glitch could lead to a genuine badge holder being unfairly penalized or questioned on the spot. That's why officials are urging everyone to double-check their badge details, expiry dates, and renewal status before the new rules begin. Eligibility criteria are also tightening. In recent years, the inclusion of people with hidden disabilities, such as autism, anxiety, and non-visible mobility challenges, was seen as a breakthrough for equality. However, councils have since struggled to keep up with demand, leading to delays, inconsistent decisions, and complaints about fairness. Now, from October 24th, many regions are introducing stricter assessment standards that put greater emphasis on detailed medical evidence and in-person evaluations. For those reapplying or renewing, the process may become longer, more invasive, and potentially more discouraging. The concern among disability advocates is that these changes could unintentionally punish the very people the scheme was designed to protect, forcing them to prove their struggles again and again in an already difficult system. The penalties for misuse are also increasing. From Friday onward, fines for incorrect display, overstaying, or breaching new parking limits will be significantly higher in several councils. Authorities hope this will deter fraud, but for pensioners and people living on fixed incomes, even one fine could cause financial hardship. Forgetting to place your badge correctly or misunderstanding a new time restriction could now result in penalties that feel deeply unfair. Officials warn that not knowing about the new rules will no longer be accepted as an excuse, making it more critical than ever to stay informed and cautious. In a controversial twist, some councils are also linking Blue Badge access to environmental policies. In certain city centers, designated Blue Badge bays may soon exclude higher emission vehicles to align with clean air zone regulations. For disabled drivers who cannot afford to replace older vehicles, this change could mean losing access to convenient parking altogether. Critics argue that this unfairly targets people with disabilities, while supporters insist it's a necessary step toward sustainability. Either way, it's a change that could immediately disrupt routines for thousands of people. Public reaction has been divided. Many advocacy groups support stricter enforcement to stop fraud, but are deeply concerned about the unintended consequences for genuine users. They warn that making the system more complicated or intimidating could isolate vulnerable individuals and strip away their independence. These organizations are calling for clearer communication, better training for enforcement officers, and transitional support to help badge holders adjust to the new regulations. Whether councils will apply these measures fairly across the country remains uncertain. It's important to remember that these changes are part of a broader shift in policy, one that aims to modernize local transport, reduce congestion, and meet environmental goals. But while those ambitions may sound positive on paper, they can't come at the cost of accessibility. The Blue Badge scheme has always been about inclusion and equality, about ensuring everyone, regardless of ability, can live life without unnecessary barriers. So, as October 24th approaches, here's what every Blue Badge holder needs to do. Check your badge, confirm your renewal status, and review your local council's updated rules. Be careful where and how you park. Make sure your badge is clearly displayed. Take note of any new time limits or restrictions, and if you're applying or renewing, gather all your documents and medical evidence early, because enforcement will now be stricter and penalties harsher. The reality is simple. The Blue Badge is far more than a parking pass. It represents freedom, independence, and respect. When its rules change, people's lives change too. So don't wait until it's too late to understand what's happening. Stay alert, stay informed, and stay prepared, because from this Friday, the world behind the Blue Badge will not be the same. And before you go, if you found this information helpful and want to stay updated on important news that affects seniors, disabled people, and anyone relying on vital schemes like this, make sure to subscribe to this channel. Here, you'll always find the latest updates, clear explanations, and practical advice to help you stay one step ahead. Together, we can make sure no one is left behind or left in the dark. These changes may be challenging, but with awareness and preparation, we can face them with strength and confidence. The countdown is on, and from October 24th, a new chapter begins for every Blue Badge holder across the UK. As we reach the end of this important update, remember, this Friday, October 24th, isn't just another date on the calendar. It marks a turning point for millions who depend on the Blue Badge as their key to independence and dignity. The changes ahead are serious, and they demand awareness, preparation, and unity. So, stay informed, look out for one another, and make sure your badge and information are ready before the new rules take effect. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe to stay ahead of every major update that impacts seniors, disabled drivers, pensioners, and benefit claimants across the UK. Together, we'll keep shining a light on the changes that matter. Because knowledge isn't just power, it's protection. Stay strong, stay alert, and I'll see you in the next update.